CES 2022 is almost upon us, right? I mean, it's still happening, question mark? Welcome back, everyone. I'm Caleb Dennison, and yes, I joke a bit, but CES 2022 is still technically happening. However, while some things are certain, others are definitely not. So I'm gonna run down for you what we definitely know, what we definitely don't know, what we think we know, and what we don't yet know that we don't know, so that you can get ahead of what will still wind up being the biggest tech event of the year, even if it looks a bit smaller than it has in the past. Before I dig into it, I wanna know, what is the one thing you're looking forward to most about what's to come from CES 2022? Let me know about that right now in the comments, and while you're down there, smash subscribe so you can see all of our CES coverage and maybe start working out that like button click muscle so that we know how we're doing. Thanks for your consideration. Okay, let's do this. Let's start with something that is absolutely going to be true about CES 2022. It's not going to be like any CES we've seen before. CES 2021 was an entirely virtual show, which had never been done before. And CES 2022 will be another first in that it will include some virtual events and some live in-person stuff. We also know that it will look very different. Not only is this the first time the show will take place since the all-new sprawling Las Vegas Convention Center wing was finished, complete with Elon Musk-built boring underground tunnels, but attendance is looking like it will be a bit thin this year. No matter, the show will go on, unless it doesn't, except that it will in one form or another. That's because tech companies large and small have spent no small amount of time and money preparing for big product announcements and launches. That stuff is gonna happen no matter what. So, what can we expect in terms of announcements at the show? And what kind of new products will we hear about and possibly see? I'm glad you asked, because honestly, that's why I'm here. Let's start with computing, because computing has always been a big part of CES. This year will be no different. NVIDIA, AMD, Intel, they're all expected to make some show-stopping announcements around next-gen CPUs and GPUs, and you can bet we'll be right there with you to find out what they all may have to say about chip shortages. Because I think we're all kind of tired of the chip shortage thing. Will 2022 be the year that chip shortages go away? We're keeping our fingers crossed, and we'll let you know. For its part, Intel is expected to jump into the discrete graphics business, which means it's going to break up the duopoly that AMD and NVIDIA have enjoyed for quite some time. That right there is going to be an earth-shaking deal, and you can bet we'll be paying attention. Also, laptops. Loads and loads of laptops from all the big brands, packed with the latest hardware, and if we're lucky, we'll see some super cool concept designs too. Now, how about mobile? I mean, CES has never been a big mobile device show. That honor goes to Mobile World Congress, held in February. However, everyone waiting on Samsung to finally roll out the Samsung Galaxy 21 FE, I think we're gonna see it. The S20 FE earned a lot of attention, so the S21 FE will probably do the same. We may also see some budget 5G phones from mid-range brands like TCL and others. And finally, believe it or not, gallium nitride chargers will probably be everywhere, coming in affordable options from brands you've heard of, like Anker, and a bunch of brands you may never have heard of. There's a lot of those at CES, but hey, this is where smaller companies get their big breaks, right? As for gaming, well, there's going to be a sea of gaming accessories at the show, no doubt about it. For consoles and PCs, there will be tons of clever gaming gadgets, and I'll be there to eat them all up. But that's not all. I think we're gonna see companies building off this Steam Deck idea with handheld PCs that can run your entire PC library. Also, buzzwords like blockchain and metaverse are bound to be capitalized at the show. I mean, honestly, you could probably build a drinking game around that, except that sounds really dangerous. So yeah, let's not do that, okay? Now I'm gonna get into AV stuff in a minute, specifically TVs. But before I do, I have to point out that smart home is going to have one heck of a moment in the Las Vegas sun at CES this year. There's gonna be so much smart home stuff powered by AI that it will be impossible to keep track of all of it. But we're gonna try anyway. I mean, robot vacs, robot mops, robot chefs, robot toilets. I mean, we've seen crazier. Also, I think this is the year that terms like Matter and Thread hit the mainstream. Like, we've got some explaining to do around that, so know that that's coming. Finally, I saved my personal favorite for last, audio video, specifically TVs. What's gonna happen at CES with televisions? Well, quite a bit. I think we're gonna see some legit improvements to picture quality coming from the display tech we've already got, and we're gonna see some new display tech in action that we've only heard about until now. First thing we can expect, more OLED TVs. There are already well-established rumors that we will see OLED TVs get bigger and smaller, and I think those rumors are going to prove true. We'll also see QLED take some leaps forward too. QLED picture quality is going to get even better. And micro LED TVs will come down in size a bit, but still be huge and hugely expensive. You can also bet the bank that Samsung is going to lean hard into lifestyle TVs, like really hard. That's been a super successful business for them, and I'm pretty sure they're going to keep milking that cow. All of that said, I think the TV tech that will probably steal the show this year will be QDOLED. Now, if you've not heard of QDOLED before, this is a display tech that uses an OLED panel to create blue light and then layers of quantum dots to convert that blue light to red and green. That means there will be no color filter, and that means that it has pretty tremendous overall brightness potential, as well as the potential for brighter colors without the washout that we see in today's WRGB OLED TVs. Also, QDOLED won't be susceptible to burn-in, so perfect blacks, brighter colors, brighter luminance, and no burn-in. It sounds like it will be awesome stuff, but we'll have to see for ourselves. Now, there will be some QD-OLED TVs at the show, I believe, but we will probably also see some QD-OLED computer monitors too, which means that the tech is really going to come out strong in 2022. The question is, which brands will get behind QD-OLED and which will not? I think you're going to be surprised. Now, if you want to get in on all the surprises as they happen, you'll want to come back here. So click that subscribe button and ring that bell so you get all of our coverage in your feed as it happens. You are not going to want to miss it this year. Trust me.